I'm going to do. So the reason why I think this corporation, this community, this not-for-profit organization, whatever you want to call it, is going to work is because of this feedback loop. Basically, we are people that have living needs, right? And so once this part is sustainable, right, that we don't actually need money to sustain this part, but we still have people living within this community or home, whatever, all that extra money, like I said, not for profit, goes towards building more houses. More houses means more people. More people can make more money. More money means more houses. More houses means more people. More people means more, and you see how this pattern is going to just, it's going to build, it's that perpetual motion machine, if you will, but actually just a feedback loop. Have you ever like taken a battery and you plug from one end to the other, just a wire, and then the battery starts to heat up, right? Because what you're doing is you're recycling that energy. That energy is actually building and building and building and building until it gets so hot that it just, you know, expands. So, but we're not gonna blow up. But we are going to be on fire, if you will, fire with passion, and we are going to expand through that mechanism. And that's the whole point. And it's not to say that we're just going to build this community here and then it's going to grow like this. It can grow across the globe because it's a matter of connecting with people. And what is kind of great about money is that it is transferable electronically across the world. Instead of shipping a resource halfway around the world, we can transfer money all the way to another part of the world. So what I would like to see is, and this doesn't have to be, if somebody else took my idea and ran with it, I'd be totally happy with that. This isn't about my intellectual property. This isn't about like my idea. As far as I'm concerned, I could just, nobody even has to know my name. But if somebody comes up with this system and does it and pulls it off, I will applaud them because I know it's going to work and that in the end it will benefit me somewhere. And so this is what I'm aiming for, and I know it will work. It's just a matter of getting the people and the resources together. If anyone doubts this, then I really don't know what to say. But I believe it. It just makes sense. And so this is what I'm talking about with the other communities. So let's say we start here, but we're all feeding into this kind of collective pool of resources and money right now is the way we're using it. But if we can have these kind of communities popping up in various parts of the world, and then at the same time too, we're sharing, say, our resources and our talents. So let's say, you know, it starts off like I'm trying to create this studio. Like, so my company that I was originally trying to start a year ago was called Wrap Up Studios. So I haven't like registered the company or anything like that, but it's my idea. It's my Pixar Studios, if you will. And so I consider that kind of the art house and dealing with multimedia entertainment and things like that. But you know, maybe we'll have another one, a sustainable community that maybe they're a restaurant, a sustainable restaurant where they grow their own food and then through that restaurant also, because we're connected with them, we share our resources. So they need marketing stuff, so we help them do that for free. And we need food, they produce food and send it to us, like things like that. And that's why I'm trying to create that. If we can get that first kind of mini community, town, city, whatever you want to call it, once we've gotten that, it becomes like the duplicator. You guys heard of like 3D printers and things like that? There's a thing called a rep wrap, and so it produces most of its own parts so you can actually build a whole other machine. That's essentially what I'm trying to create. So first, it's about establishing that first community that is sustainable, and then once that is sustainable, we're pooling in more money. That money is being used to duplicate ourselves. So now we've gone from single-celled organisms, now we're a multi-celled organism, and now we're a multi-celled organism that wants to reproduce. So now we're splitting up into two, and then those two will split up into four. And you can see this exponential rate is just going to go, right? And I don't know the time frame, I don't know how fast or how slow this is going to go, but it's very possible. And if we can just plant that seed and get that first thing going, that's the process. And so when we can build the corporation with a set of values, and every corporation needs to have this kind of a structure of where it sees itself going in the future.
Mission statement.
The mission statement, exactly. So when we can build this mission statement and see where the corporation is going, there is no somebody coming in and corrupting the system, because the corporation itself is following that mission statement, right? That mission statement is something that we've built. right? And that nobody is coming in and saying, well, now I'm the head of this corporation, I'm changing everything. No, the corporation is as it stands. We will build the rules so that it is impenetrable. It is that antivirus. It is not going to be susceptible to corruption because we've built it in such a way to have redundancies and to have a way to avoid these kind of things. And through that, transparency is very important to me, right? And I know how some people feel like, it's like, I don't want to live in a house that's glass walls. It's not about like invading anybody's privacy, but it's about being transparent about what we do in all of our actions. And so if we can be transparent about where our money goes, right? And transparent about what our laws and our policies, whatever have you, everything that happens, everything that we do as a corporation should be transparent. And that's what we're fighting with the government about. It's, transparency. Like, we want to know what's going on. We don't want to have these skeletons in closets and things like that. We want to be transparent because we know that what we're doing is right. And that when you know what you're doing is right, you have nothing to be afraid of anymore, right? So like when you're saying like, is it okay to take pictures of me and stuff like that? I'm like, I'm fine because I don't feel like I have anything to hide. And it's not to say you're going to come in and take pictures of me like while I'm in the shower on the toilet or something, but like the whole even at that point, if somebody to take a picture of me on the toilet, everybody poops. Everybody goes to the washroom. So what am I really ashamed of? It's a little bit of embarrassment, but like at the end of the day, it's not hurting anybody. So I feel very strongly about transparency and bringing this all to life. So the way I see this starting small, is creating a social network. This social network is going to be like a cross between like Facebook, like LinkedIn, Meetup, and also kind of a project management database or whatever. A way for us to communicate with one another, to know that we're all on the same page. So this isn't going to be like a network where it's open to the public. It's private. Private only in the sense of you have to understand what we're trying to achieve, right? So this isn't just like somebody, I'm just gonna come on here and start posting about my cat. You know what I mean? Like it's serious because there's a mission and there's something involved. And so what I want to do is I want to brainstorm with people about this. I want to collaborate. I've got a lot of ideas about how I think this social network will go. So in a sense, we'll all have our own profile. The profile will say what kind of resources we individually have, what kind of talents and skills and time we can contribute. And at the same time, too, I'd also like to have it as kind of the central hub of where we can also pool in money and resources. And also have it transparent on the site to everybody who's within that social network. So everybody knows where the money is going. So I'll get to it later as well about how we're going to try to raise funds and stuff to launch these things. But I feel like the social network is a way for everybody to kind of contribute in their own unique way. Because when we do start to build that first community, not everybody can live there, right? Some people have families, some people have certain ties or restrictions based on their work or whatever, but even those people can still believe in our vision and want to contribute in some way. So all I'm asking is contribute what you can. So even if it's something like, this is just an idea, like a subscription in order to be a part of this social network, maybe we have to pay, but that paying is like, say, $1 a month, right? And I don't feel like that is a large amount of money, but imagine if you had everybody on Facebook, like, you see how large that community is, right? But if you had enough of us who believed in this vision, all paying $1 a month, how much money is going into this ultimate idea? And then we all collaboratively and kind of democratically, in a sense, decide on what to do with this money, what to do with these resources. Maybe somebody has a piece of land. Maybe somebody has a connection to some type of resources, I don't know. And once all this is pooled and we also kind of see what's also going to be on the social network is our projects and the things we want to accomplish. So let's say I start putting up a bunch of projects like I have these film ideas, I have these book ideas that I want to do, we have these comedy skit ideas that we want to do, these projects that are fun but at the same time we feel like could generate revenue, and then that revenue goes into the pool of the company as it will. So the company itself stands on this social network. this social network is a way for us to also connect other businesses. So there's also another community that believes in sustainability, and they're all about non-for-profit organizations. Actually, one guy suggests that by the year like 2050, all corporations will have to be not-for-profit because that's the only way to be sustainable. And if we can connect all these not-for-profit organizations together, my God, like the possibilities are amazing. And just what we can share and what we can do through this kind of a way of collaboration. We're essentially creating our own democracy, our own government, our own rules. Like this is us from the ground up building. Let's not hold back here. Let's not say like, I don't think this is possible. I don't think this is what people like. Let's test it. Let's do it. Let's put these ideas to the test. Let's talk about these things, you know? And I want people to get involved in whatever way they can, and that way we know that we're doing this for the greater good of everybody, that this isn't just a small select people saying, this is how we think it should be, and then everybody else has to accept it. No. Once everybody's involved, like imagine everybody's connected through their phone, there's an app, and it's like somebody puts up a policy, somebody at the door.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, social network, connecting with people and resources. And yes, it's about us putting our heads together, and that's what I want to do. So
Am I
come in, yeah.
Oh,
There's like
that's
there's a
Adam reading this
revolution
guy.
going on.
Oh.
All right, I'm in the middle of a presentation.
Join the revolution.
how we doing now?
Viva la resistance!
I'm happy. There's watermelon pie. I can get downstairs.
Sure, what are you doing downstairs?
I believe there's a dryer plug down there that was shorting out.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it just off in the...
You should see it right there beside the dryer.
Thanks.
Thanks, Adam. So yes, for this social network, I do want to collaborate with people and see, like, I'm throwing out all my ideas right now. It's all just kind of do that, but we're going to pick up the pieces and hopefully it won't be too messy. But I just, want us to put our heads together and come up with something that we can all kind of agree on, because right now I'm limited to my own perspective, and I need to kind of pick people's brains, and then that way we can collectively come up with an idea. And this is going to be emergent, ever-changing, so this isn't like a rigid system that we're like, once we built it, like this is the only way it's going to be. Because once we test it and put it through the process of, okay, we're finding that this doesn't quite work, so we should change things like this. So that's what I mean by collaboration, and it's cooperation on every level. The only kind of competition I might see, but it's not really even competition, it's just people excelling and trying to say, you know what, I think I have a better way. And I encourage that. If somebody comes to me and says, Alex, I like what you got here, but I think this aspect of it I don't quite like, but I think it could be improved like this. And it's like, all right, let's talk about it. But through our current process, like the political process, it takes forever to get anything moving. So I just feel like we're trying to open up a forum. That's essentially what this social network is like the old Greek forums, a way for us philosophers, in a sense, to come together, talk about ideas, and then bring out the